What's going on, guys? Today we got a customer that hit something and their toy hauler ladder is ripping completely out of the RV. So I'll show you what we got going on here. We got the same ladder, but the mounting locations are a little bit different. So you'll see what we got. First, we got to take all these screws out. Yeah, as you can see, look at that. It's just completely collapsed. It's held into nothing. Like that's just getting ready to pop right out. I'm going to relocate some of the brackets on this ladder over here on the new one. Oh, look at that. They're just completely snapped off inside there. All right, so we got all the screws out. So now we're just taking this off. There's one last one, barely hanging on. Get this thing off gently. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna scrape this stuff off of here. Oh, it's almost impossible with a plastic razor. We're gonna use a chisel and just go real light. Make sure we don't scratch this. We use these wood chisels for everything. We use the plastic ones a lot too, the little red plastic ones, but those ones have a lot less of a lifespan. Clean that up later. I'm going to get a hold of a bodywork guy that I know. I'm gonna get a hold of Winston's Mobile Auto Body Repair. Refer these guys to him. The guy's name is Andy, and he does mobile body work if anybody out there is looking for it. And he's out of the Napa area. We'll get some new butyl tape on all this stuff. All right, so as you can see, right now I just have the top portion of the ladder. But if you look at this, these holes don't line up, right? They're off. These top holes line up here, right? The bottom ones don't. So we're actually gonna drill some holes and we're gonna move these. But first, we are going to mount the brackets. So we're gonna take these mounting brackets off. Make sure we put those on the exact same way. Nice and easy. Rubber washers go in the middle. I know everybody thinks these little universal things are stupid. I love these things. They're handy. I just have them out, grab them when I need them for quick stuff like this. All right, and then we're gonna take all 4 of them off just like that so we can relocate them on the top. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of butyl tape on these mounting brackets, give them a little bit of extra strength. Look at this knife. Look how beautiful this knife is. Look at this thing. Woohoo! We use this thing all the time. So we're just gonna need it just like this. All right, just a little bit on each one. Just like that. And we're gonna do that to all 6 of these. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze a little bit of this Lexol sealant inside of these holes here. That way when we put the screws in, it'll completely seal them and they'll be watertight. And I'll mount all 4 of these on here. You can see the sealant squeezing out of the sides right there. Is inside that hole. Yep, look at that. That's nice. That's in the stud. I could do a pull-up on that thing if I wanted to, but I won't. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So I'm gonna attach the ladder real quick, that way I can gauge where I need to drill the pilot holes to move these brackets. Okay, so we're just gonna slide this right in. All right, and they just call this just a universal ladder. This was actually the only ladder, was the exact measurements that the customer had. We got this from, I believe we got it from Rec Pro. All right, and that'll be good. And so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have my guy hold this up to me, so he's probably not gonna be able to record it at the same time. But this is what we're looking at here. So this is gonna have to go like this, because these are gonna have to mount here above that, and then they're gonna have to repair those holes. All right, and so I had to have my cameraman's help to hold this. We already did the top ones. All right, we see that, so we just completely relocate where these things are going to be. Used to be up there, but we had to move them in order to get these holes to line up with those ones, and we can't reuse these ones because it's just completely destroyed right there. So we're going to move these ones up here a little bit, tighten those later. So I'm just going to drill some little pilot holes. Come over here and get any of these little middle shavings off that are going to mess up this rubber washer. Hit it with some sandpaper. That's how it's installed. You got to get the rubber washer in here on each side of this ladder as it sits inside this bracket. That way, it's not metal rubbing on metal, and it swivels easily. All right, that's looking good. We're in good shape. All we're gonna have to do is relocate those 2 bottom ones, and then we can move on to diagnosing why the running lights aren't working. Butterfingers. Don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. Who remembers that old Bart Simpson commercial? Hey man, don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. Okay, so we got all that tightened down. So we're gonna put that right there. That puts it way up here, and it'll allow us to dodge those holes. Man, we could use these, but that right there is the only thing. Let's drill some pilot holes. So that was definitely a stud. Instead of drilling a pilot hole, I'm just gonna put a screw through here a little bit, and then I'm gonna back it out and then put the sealant in there. Get that in there. Perfect. What was that from? Was that Street Fighter? I remember being in the Solano Mall back when it was the Tilt, playing Street Fighter. About to get hit by a self-driving Tesla. All those are nice and tight. Perfect. And that way when we swing it down, it'll go shoo, bam, just like that. Okay. That's good right there. All right, here we go. Now we are putting in the last screw, and then we'll put some sealant over those holes. So just one extra little unga bunga. How much you tighten it? You tighten it one unga bunga. There we go. Just like that. And that is good. All right. All right, so I cleaned this up and I just put squares around here just so it doesn't look so nasty. I already thoroughly cleaned the surface. And then I'm just gonna put some Dicor white cap sealant. I'm gonna squeeze it in these holes. All right, just so I can wipe these down and then they can figure out what they wanna do with this fiberglass repair. I just wanna make sure that we get it all the way in that hole till it starts oozing out. I'm just gonna try to wipe this as clean as we possibly can just to seal these holes. Let's see what we got here. All right, now we got a nice little square on that thing. We just gotta stop the water from getting in. If they decide not to do anything, this is gonna be something that they are going to have to maintain for the life of the RV, just like they were maintaining the roof. And there you go.